I knew it. You were no duck. You were a dinosaur. I knew it.
How did you know?
Duck. You were a dinosaur. I knew it.
How did you know?
No.
Unbelievable.
I knew you were a hadrosaur this whole time.
Right.
Thanks to Linode Cloud Computing for support.
They started playing another video after the quack.
Quack.
Okay, though, I'm a dip out. Y'all have fun. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. I think someone might die this session, Joker.
Hooray,
I think
who's
I'm
gonna
out too, so I
die?
can watch the stream. Good stream, guys. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So who's dying?
All of you.
If we had a Deadpool, it'd be pretty sizable.
Yeah. Deadpool the servant.
No.
Please.
He's not dead yet.
That's just Loki.
No, Loki finds Deadpool pretty fucking insufferable.
Oh.
Let's see, who are we missing? Right, yes. Okay, so last we left off, we were just gotten done with a little show and tell demonstration. As we're going to go back to the... Oh, don't want to do that. We want to do this. So we want to pop out the chat so that people at home can see it.
So Matt, not Matt, so Rami, where are the quest worms at?
Peppy, do you want to die?
Quest worm, quest worm.
And that's it.
Why are we white? Oh, wait. Oh.
Why am I white?
Why am I
am
white?
Hey, Lynn, I'm sending you a message.
There we go.
What are you sending?
Be not afraid. So last you left off,
no, the cum water.
you had a little talk after a brutal beatdown with Berserker. As we shift the focus outwards a little bit, you do see one particular thing. As in particular, Archer, as you focus outwards, you see something off in the distance.
Yeah.
That being out here, in the middle of the water, where previously nothing was, there's still nothing. But something shifts, and you notice as Ruler is departing, and so is Berserker and her master. Berserker with the new headband attached. You notice that the thin air parts. As something seems to pull away, almost like a curtain in both directions. And the curtain itself, invisible and concealing what was behind it, it is in a round fashion, tracing the rough outline of what you think might be a large tower, judging by the way that it goes, and because you have excellent depth perception. As that curtain peels away, you see...
Mongols, I mean...
No. You see, first of all, Ruler, now riding a cloud. Flying through the air. And coming to meet this opening, where you see Administrator Hayes. Your good old adjudicator and all these things. Standing there, clipboard still in hand, looking in your direction. As Ruler comes to meet her, flying in and landing on what looks to be a floor next to her. Behind her, you can see all manner of screens and what look to be interfaces and keyboards, all very flashy and lots of blue and gray and black. Looks to be almost like a humongous. The tower itself must stretch high into the sky, judging by how just the way it opens up to reveal an internal wedge. Goes on and on upwards. She is at least something like 10, 15 stories up. And every floor you look at seems to be just a complex of supercomputers. As Ruler flies in, landing, it then begins to shut again as Administrator Hayes gives you a wave in your direction with her clipboard, and then it shuts. The middle of the water there, once more, thin air.
Huh. I don't know what to do with this information.
Yeah, I just got back.
Oh dear.
Interesting.
Not good.
Oh, I was over here. Forgot. There we go. I joined up
There you
the
go.
rest of them. Yeah, we're friends.
You are?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Okay, so with that in mind, so I suppose the plan now is to figure out exactly what we need to do.
Yeah. We go. Saber. Denise, for her part, seems indecisive. Kind of leaning back, scratching her head. Now, a little less hysterical.
Again, was one stat.
Yeah. Saying, well, I don't know if I trust Riley. He did seem pretty serious there for a bit. But if what he says is true, then I kind of don't want part of this war anymore.
Yeah, yeah, well, I can't blame you there.
Felix, for his part, just says, no, that's not how this works. We part of this, for better or worse, we're fighting each other. Nothing has changed about me wanting that wish.
But how many times have you wanted that wish and it's failed you?
You say that like there's any hint of truth to that. Did Berserker not just finish ripping you to pieces?
Did Berserker not just stop ripping us to pieces?
On orders of Riley.
Why would Riley stop?
Some sort of elaborate mind game, perhaps?
Well, if Riley had the potence and possibility to control Berserker with a simple command seal, why wouldn't he have stopped them from taking out Assassin's Master right back there and now weakening their own servant?
Because we've got something scary on the horizon in the form of Administrator and what we now know to be her ruler servant.
But he already knew about the ruler servant.
Felix opens his mouth, brings up a finger, goes, You have a point.
Wasn't always a stupid servant. Regardless of that,
So what does that change? We go after Administrator Hayes?
we can't do that.
Yeah, it seems a tad foolish. Kaya,
At least not directly.
Kaya, for her part, it looks lost and seems unsure what to make of this. Yulia, however, and I love playing multiple masters as I'm just talking to myself, basically. Yulia, for her part, comes up to Felix and tugs him by the sleeve. And when he looks down to her, she nods over to a thicket of trees with her head and pulls him over with her. They disappear for a moment, presumably to speak, leaving Kaya and Frey along with the rest of the servants. With all the servants.
Well, Frey's gonna kind of clap his hands and go, here's what I intend to do. We need to... We obviously cannot be fighting out in the open. We can't be talking too much about this out in the open. And for what Riley might be saying is true, even with the monicum of it not being true, we need to get acquainted with one another. At least that's how I see it. So, worst comes to worst, we fight each other, we kill each other. This whole thing is just a complete lie on Riley's part, and they weakened their strongest possible servant at the sake of just because. My intention is to try and at least get a little bit more information out of them. I have no problem sharing information with you all if it means that we're all going to come to a united front on this in some way, shape, or form.
Ryder will move a bit in his seated position, and he says, "I agree. I think if we are to take this on, we need to be on equal terms. And that I think it's best that we do get to know each other, like Saber has mentioned."
So out of character, we're just discussing what I got pulled away for some bullshit reason. What's going on though?
We're discussing what the next course of action should be, if Riley was telling the truth, if they weren't telling the truth, and most importantly, what the hell we're going to do. Because we can't just openly all work together.
Rami, is that tower still there in the center?
It's no longer visible.
Oh, it's obscured by cloud and stuff like that, I'm
No,
assuming?
actually. The opening that opened and welcomed Ruler in shut, and it now looks like thin air again.
Oh, so they just digitized.
Well, Archer's gonna sit down as well. And it's in the middle of the ocean, like the middle of like all these islands, correct?
Oh, hey, Goshawk, welcome in.
Hello, random person, I don't know. But yeah, it's in the middle of all these islands, correct?
Yes, it is smack dab in the center there.
Okay, so Archer's gonna point out. So, I figured out where they went. I just don't know where they went is necessarily still there. There was a large tower in the center that let Ruler in, and after that it seemingly disappeared.
Do you remember what Berserker's master said about watching the waters?
Yes, roughly.
Well, they were talking about how Lancer's graph, or their mental, whatever the hell, uplink is. Oh. Addie screams again.
Do you have a child with you?
Don't worry about it. I have a lot of things going on. What I will say is, where's Lancer?
With my extendo eyes, am I able to see anything bizarre in the water, Rami, besides the tower that just disappeared?
I would like a perception test.
Okay. I had to pull up my character sheet. Perception. And that be right here. 20. Dirty 20.
Archer. Your vantage point here, this is a flat, snowy woodland. Hardly a good place to get a look at the ocean. So, hero that you are, man of legend, as all of you are, you take to the trees. Like child's play, you jump and kick off of branch after branch high into the pines until you're standing atop the peak of one of the large evergreens. Casting your eyes out, bow still in hand, to help steady yourself and also to act as a counterbalance. With ease, you pivot around and look. And this would have been far more difficult for anybody else, especially with this low roll of mist obscuring the water. But you, this is your specialty, besides perhaps drilling people from that range with arrows.
And throwing typhoons at Mongol fleets.
Yeah. You have special eyes. They're not mystic eyes, but they are quite special.
Mystic eyes of seeing.
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Mystic eyes of true perception. No, you don't have true sight, but you do have good sight. Seeing far out into the oceans, even through the mist, managing to see the rough outline of the rough collection of what looks like a mix between, well, being a mix of islands from your homeland, would look to be perhaps something a little more mid-Atlantic, and then something looking more Polynesian, which perhaps is where Berserker had hailed from at the beginning of the game.
Oh.
Knowing her origins now, but looking around, skirting your eyes across the water, you notice one thing off, and it moves fast, like a hungry shark. There's nothing visible physically. What you see is more of a trace of its passing. And judging by the low rolling waves, that how wide they are, is something quite massive. Something is kicking up a current and a small tide, a wake beneath the water as it cruises in a quick circuit around where you saw the tower existing, like it's patrolling. Just throughout the inner water here.
Does it have any? Am I able to define a shape in particular?
No, only that it is more than likely either has great mass or great size.
And I take it Riley's still not here, right?
No, she am straight off with Berserker.
Okay. Well, there's something in the water. And Archer's just going to shout this down. I don't know if it's Lancer, because to my knowledge, none of us besides Saber have encountered Lancer. And it seems that Saber's dealing with a egg.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I picked her up and she's totally fine.
Okay, that's good.
That's good. That's good.
Saber will shout up. Is it a giant flaming snake?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, what do you know about Lancer exactly?
Are you still up there?
Yes.
They hit me with water, and then they tried to kill me, and it didn't work, and then they ran away.
Oh, rather cowardly. Anyways, well, there's something in the water guarding that tower, or what I presume to be a tower in the center of this all. And judging by the lack of a Lancer here, I think it's safe to presume that whatever's in that, guarding that, is what Lancer became.
So you're telling me Lancer turned into a monster?
Yes.
Man, I do know how to pick him.
What?
Excuse me? Yeah, wait, yeah, it's like, yeah, Archer's like,
Denise-
yeah, and he's gonna look down, he's like, wait, what?
Denise whips her head around to you. He's like, "What's that supposed to mean?"
No, I mean, I'm talking... okay. Not like that. I mean... I'm talking about monsters. Everything I've fought so far turned out to be a giant monster. The 3 for 3 fights that I have had were with, apparently, a giant monster in the form of Lancer, and then a giant fire snake that ate half the continent over there, and then a goddess. All of which, monsters.
You know, I can't argue that. You do have terrible taste in opponents.
I do.
At least
That or you just get very unlucky.
Yeah.
that.
Well,
You're
Yeah,
a-
yeah, that lines up.
Alive.
Very, very unlucky.
We all have bad days sometimes, right?
Yeah, speaking of bad days, what in the ever-loving hell did you do?
Huh?
Yeah. with the whole ripping the neck out of Pele thing?
Oh, it's sometimes I get angry, and then I stop rewarding people and start punishing them. I am Santa, and what's his name again? Krampus.
Oh, you're the Utah Devil and the Yuletide Happy Man.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, ain't that something?
Yeah.
And over here, he's going to point to Ryder, and we do know Ryder's Saladin, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes,
do.
you all know that Ryder is in fact Salah ad-Din, also known as Saladin.
We have a Conqueror over there.
Well,
Looks like
I wouldn't. I wouldn't necessarily say conqueror, though. At least
Benny's here.
conquering myself, though it was more in the interests of my people.
Yeah,
If anything, the Crusaders did just as much conquering.
you're a very modest man.
yeah. Benny actually interjects as he like brings up one arm, slaps his hand against the bicep, and goes, "Ryder here, it's a kicker of ass all across the continents."
Well, Benny, I'm sure you're very proud, huh?
Oh hell yeah, I got the best servant.
Yeah, probably.
Do you have a horse? I don't see you with a horse.
Well, to be fair, I don't really even have a servant, so
It's okay. You're the best, Benny. Do you want a candy?
Thank you.
I've got.
By the way, am I on the good list?
Yes.
Yes. Just kind of gives it like a little fist pump. Looks to Saladin and brings up his hand.
I give him a high five.
Hell yeah! Best servant.
Yes.
Denise, how come you don't hype me up like he hypes him up?
Well, I was under the impression you were your own hype man, considering you keep running off.
I don't have a choice.
What do you mean you don't have a choice? You had plenty of choices not to fight the giant fire snake.
It worked. It didn't work. You know,
It didn't work.
And you did fight a giant woman, might I add, Saber.
That's true. I literally jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire when it came to fire people. This is
More like you jumped out of the volcano into the fireplace. Or
that's,
just out of the fireplace and into the volcano.
that's true. It was both fire. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I don't know if you all are interested, or rather, if your masters are willing to let go of your servitude for just a moment, but want to keep this thing going for a little bit? A temporary truce?
I don't see why not.
It is at this point that Felix and Yulia return. Yulia looking, especially to Assassin's expert social eyes, a little bit more relieved while also conflicted, and Felix looking distraught, but also looking to slowly come to terms with it. Yulia, for her part, breaks into the conversation saying, "Right, well, Felix isn't going to be his usual contrarian self. I've made sure of that."
Huh?
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yulia, for her part, just puts her hands on her hips and goes, "Okay. Seeing as the veil has been broken, I suppose I should introduce myself properly. Yes, I'm sure you're fond of all these reveals one after another. I'm very sorry, but this is how it goes. My name, well, my full title is Dr. Yulia Belostrova Lazarevich. I was the founding researcher that founded the Moon Cell Project, which all of you are stuck in. And I'm sorry about that. That woman up there, if you guys had the liberty to watch me grow about 20 years, you would see we look quite alike. And I suspect that's because she's based on me.
So are you a clone? Also, how long have we been in here? Do you have
don't-
any idea?
No. All I have idea of is I thought I was unique in this. I've only got my memories from the last cycle. I thought this was like after I died the first time. I thought this was the first repeat. You notice her voice has actually dropped an octave. She sounds less like a young girl and more like, I'd say, like around maybe 16, 17. It says, I am the original. She was the presiding AI we crafted to run the project and to run the whole system once we were all long dead.
So the administrator is an AI.
That is my suspicion, yes.
So are we just all supposed to die in this?
No, actually. This is a colonization project. We were supposed to make a system. Okay, first big hurdle to bring up. We're on the moon.
Hi.
Well, we made it away from the Institute, Denise.
Hey,
Yeah, those are sham memories. Though you were never actually part of the Institute. Also, by the way, this simulation never accounted for demi-servants. I'm pretty sure you broke something.
I broke something? Wait a minute, does that mean that I was just another master then?
Yes, you were originally a normal person. So,
Who was my servant?
What's your servant? Well, what servant we summoned from cycle to cycle, at least based on my experience, changes.
Oh. Did I always have a missing arm?
No, you didn't. That was purely a result of whatever the hell you did becoming a demi-servant. Which, I repeat, you probably broke something.
Huh.
So, good job, hero. Anyway.
God damn it.
So, we're on the moon. It was originally a colonization project because magic was starting to die out. Like, almost wholesale. If it had succeeded, there would be no magic left. Fantasy had almost completely dissipated. And there was no room left for what was abnormal, I suppose. Magic runs, its power and its strength throughout the ages runs off of the human subconscious and how much it believes in its effect. But at the same time, the more well-known and less mysterious a type of magic becomes, the less efficacious it becomes. So, for instance, someone who practices necromancy, manipulating the pieces of a human body, the life energies, the more that gets practiced, the less powerful each necromancer becomes. And that is why so many mages seek the true magics. Why they tap the root to discover their own specific type of magecraft. Magic. Proper magic, not just magecraft. And if they succeed, and they're the only one that know that magecraft, that magic, then they become one of the most powerful practitioners on the planet. But at the same time, if the mysteries of that magic is revealed, or if it fades from memory, and the idea, not just its existence, but if the idea that it could exist completely fades away, then it can't exist. And it loses all power. And that's what nearly happened. So, what was left of the various the Mages Association, the Clock Tower, the Atlas Institute, all of them. We shipped what we had, our finest, the dredges that were left over, the least qualified, the most qualified, if you had a magic circuit. We did our best and we sent you to the moon, myself included, where we could not afford to lose anyone. And so, we established research. We found the moon cell up here. We found the systems ingrained in the moon and its mechanical underworkings. We created a colony. Hydroponics, robotics, programming, everything. And we got to work. And we created a stasis system, a virtual system in which we could house virtual Grail Wars where nobody would be killed But the servants would be very real. The Grail formed would be very real, and a very real wish could be made. And hopefully we could bring magecraft back from the brink. Saving humanity and saving mages. Because without fantasy and without magic, humanity is doomed to recede. And give in to blandness. Unfortunately, things went wrong. As you can tell. Somewhere along the way we got locked in a cycle. And now here we are. Trapped. Slowly fading. Degrading, if what they said about Jean is correct. I pale to think what happened to you, Frey. Now that your personality engram has been mixed with a servant graph.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
Well, I can't tell you. For all I know, if you die in the simulation, your soul gets pulled with it. Or if you succeed and we wake up, you can't leave because you're inextricably linked to the legend. Perhaps we can separate you, but by doing so, we will rip your soul in half. You've truly stumbled on... the Atlas Institute would be absolutely thrilled with what you've done, because you would bring in some very new variables and data, but I don't think you'd be happy about that.
No, so, wait, these are all mechanized memories? Just, do I even know Denise?
No, all of us knew each other. On some level. Some of us were laborers, some of us were parts of the project. Most of us were key researchers. Myself and Riley. I remember Riley. In this new cycle, I managed to discover some of my memories. Felix was my assistant, my right-hand man, and my husband.
Well,
Riley, he turns to Benny, says, was yours. You two were like peas in a pod. You were chief security officer. Riley was chief programmer. Turns to Kaya. You were one of our most promising engineers and pilots. You did most of the external repairs. Jean was the psychologist. Kept us all in check and made sure we didn't die of cabin fever. That we didn't go crazy and turn on each other. Frey. Well,
I'm here.
Yeah. Frey, I'm not sure if I want to tell you this even.
I mean, you've already just told me that my soul's gonna get ripped in half, and I'm probably going to die. So maybe. I don't think anything else you can say at this point will be worse.
Well, I mean, you were the chief hydroponics officer. Riley was, sorry, not Riley, Denise was also pregnant when we entered the simulation.
Archer's gonna look over to Saber now.
Denise is just kind of going, what? So, was that worse?
So, Berserker, I take it Berserker was like a bombshell, and that news was just an atomic bomb.
Fuck! Fuck! I'm gonna go take a lap. Fuck!
What's that?
A lap.
Where's that? What's that?
A lap.
Archer's gonna pat Saber, just gonna
Who's
jump down.
who's fucking cycling
Archer's
that
gonna
shit?
pat Saber, just gonna jump down.
Who's fucking cycling that shit?
Who's
fucking cycling that shit? Who's fucking cycling that shit?
Cycling one.
Who's fucking cycling? I'm hearing things double.
Oh,
I'm hearing things double.
I have no idea. Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna.
hearing things double.
Not me.
I have no idea.
I didn't
I'm
hear
gonna-
anything.
I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Not
I didn't
me.
hear anything
Okay,
either.
I'm
I
going.
didn't
Am I going
hear it.
crazy?
I didn't hear it. Yeah.
Not me.
You might be
Okay,
going crazy.
Am I going crazy?
It could be
Yeah.
Discord messing
You
up
might
as
be
well.
going
Oh,
crazy.
ooh, not yet.
It could be Discord messing up as
I'm
well.
gonna-
Oh, ooh, not yet.
It could be Discord messing up as
I'm
well.
No,
gonna-
I think it's OBS. I think it's OBS.
Discord messing up as
I'm-
well.
Okay, I'm very sorry about that. Oh god, it's the